We'll get started when everyone's here, which would appear to be now. Everyone, your attention, please. Settle down and we can get started. Today we want to discuss use of force issues, cover the differences between stealth and dynamic entries, and review tactical communication techniques. Are we clear, or are there any questions? First, each call-up we answer is unique to the situation at hand. No two encounters will ever be exactly alike. However, each situation will share certain characteristics: the negotiation process, tactical plan formation, scouting the area for possible approach routes, interviewing victims, neighbors, and witnesses. Structures will share features such as entry ports, single or multiple levels. What we cannot plan for is how any suspect will behave. Remember two things. It is the suspect who determines the outcome of any given situation, and there is never just one way to resolve a crisis. So, how can we truly be prepared? Well, for one thing, we can train using proven tactics and procedures. Any questions so far? Over 60% of all our call-ups are barricaded suspects. Out of that, approximately 80% of the barricaded suspects will be a domestic barricade of a single male. Soured robberies, hostage-taking, and multiple barricaded suspects make up the remaining 20%. Now, anytime you have one or multiple barricaded suspects, time is on your side. Negotiation is key. Time becomes crucial when hostages are involved or the threat to innocent citizens is imminent. If negotiations break down, or if the life of an innocent citizen or police officer is in jeopardy during a barricaded situation, we must be prepared to initiate a tactical plan to enter the structure. Entering a structure can be one of the most hazardous times during an assault. You want to plan for high ground cover, and you want to enter the structure to your advantage. Now, to do this, we always scout the area for an approach route. We also determine what type of entry we'd prefer to make, whether that would be a dynamic entry or a stealth entry. Dynamic entries are fast and are characterized by the use of diversionary devices and techniques. The entry team can be assisted by one or more gas teams. Flashbangs are used at the point of entry to disorient a suspect or as a diversionary tool at separate entry ports. Stealth entries are referred to as soft probes. They're characterized by slow, cautious movement. The first person on the entry team is the scout. The scout is armed with a 180-degree mirror and a .45. The mirror provides a reverse image of the room you're about to enter. The door jamb will give you your point of reference. Remember, the proper way to mirror a door is to first mirror low and then mirror high. You mirror low first because the suspect in the next room is generally not looking at floor level. He's generally looking at his eye level. The scout will inform the rest of the entry team of what to expect. Door right, closet left. This information is relayed via your LASH radio unit. The scout is covered by the second man on the entry team, the rear guard. The rear guard carries a shotgun. The shotgun will be loaded with buckshot unless a door or a car needs to be breached. At such times, the shotgun is loaded with 1-ounce 12-gauge slugs. Now, next up behind the rear guard is your element leader. Your element leader should be an assaulter's main focus. You do as he instructs. If your element leader tells you to cover a door, you cover that door. You do not second-guess your element leader. The scout, rear guard, and element leader will continue to soft probe the environment, placing trailers where needed. Remember, survey threat areas, determine what needs to be covered, clear rooms in a circular or L patterns. Questions? Whether you enter a room under a dynamic or a stealth mode, you want to remember to invoke certain practices. Always slice the pie on a door or a room. In other words, don't rush straight into any room. If you do, you're rushing head on into trouble. By slicing the pie, you're angling your position to first see what the room contains, then roll out if necessary. Rolling out or leaning without exposing any more of your body than you need to see further into a room is a life-saving tactic. It's not a formality. Next, if the person ahead of you enters a room and moves to the right, then you enter to the left. If you follow their path into a room, you will be in their field of fire. Lastly, if a suspect sees you on a room entry before the entry team is ready to make an arrest, or if a sniper misses his shot, the mission is compromised. Alert others of the compromise by broadcasting the word compromised. Any questions? Communication is key to our success as a team. Consequently, agreed upon terminology exists in this organization, and I expect all of you to understand and utilize this terminology. When observing and relaying information concerning a structure, you will refer to it by numbers, not geographical designations. The front of the building is always side 1. Moving clockwise, the numbers increase, 2, 3, 4, etc. Corners are referred to by their intersecting sides. In the example I have here, you can see the bottom left corner is referred to as the 1-2 corner. So remember, the front of the building is always side 1, and you move clockwise and number accordingly. Now here we have a 4-story building. The concept of numbering still applies. Numbers are assigned to all openings and all levels. Each opening is numbered, beginning from the left to the right, bottom to the top. Each level is numbered from the bottom up. Consequently, looking at the example here, the door would be referred to as level 1, opening 2. If you have suspect information to relay, you will do so by using this technique. Is that clear? During a tactical operation, we communicate 2 ways, through lash radio headsets and hand signals. The lash radio headset functions by capturing the vibrations from your throat. You're going to want to whisper when using the lash. Anything louder than a whisper will cause distortion and jeopardize our communication. Verbal communication should be kept brief, lest a suspect hears you. If you need a trailer to enter a room and cover a cleared area, you need only say, "Trailer, cover window," nothing more. The trailer will come to you and set up on the window. If you're sniper team number 1 and you've arrived at your position, the simple sentence, "High ground 1 in position," will do. Us brass will know what you're up to. The other method of communication that we utilize is from the military, and it's used internationally. It's the use of hand signals. Now these are basic, but for those of you needing a refresher course, a raised fist means hold. Do not move. Moving your hand horizontally over your head means cover. A raised fist moved in an up and down motion means hurry up. A hand with spread fingers indicates suspect. The direction you point indicates where the suspect is. If you need someone's attention, snap your fingers. Or if you see or hear snapping, someone wants your attention. And when someone has your attention, if they point to their eyes and then to a door, they want you to look at the door or in the direction of the door. If you see a thumbs up, you know an area is clear and it's safe to enter. If you see a flat hand, do not continue with your action or movement. Stop. All very basic hand movements, but gestures that can save your life and the lives of your teammates. Now, I know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's tempting to add an additional middle finger into our repertoire. But I would ask you to curb that temptation and behave professionally. Well, that's it. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. Dismissed.
Barricaded female, North Hollywood area, 339 Westcott Avenue. Shots fired, code 3.
This is Sergeant Pruitt with the LAPD. Lucy, if you can hear me, I want you to answer the telephone. We're here to help you. Please pick up the telephone and talk with me.
It's my wife, Lucy Long. She's holed up in the house. She won't come out, won't let me in. Like I told that other officer, she's been mixed up a lot lately. Ain't that so, Katie? This is my daughter, Katie. Go ahead, hon. You tell the officer.
My mom's always been real protective of our family, but it's different now. It's like she's not just protective, she's angry or paranoid or something. I don't know what. I think she's become dangerous. She has a gun now, and she shot at me and my dad this morning.
That's right. She damn near killed us, too. See, yesterday, she threw me out of the house, hollering she weren't going to let me back in. She locked all the doors. Neighbors across the street were looking. So I walked down to Katie's. She just lives in the apartments over on Maroa. So I spent the night there. This morning, Katie brung me back home. We was walking up to the house, and Lucy started shooting at us. That's when I called the police.
I understand, sir. We'd like for your wife to come out on her own so we can get her some help. But if she won't, and the possibility exists she might hurt herself, we might have to go in and get her. I was just briefing Mr. Long on the possibility that we might have to enter his home.
Mr. Long, our crisis negotiation team is currently on the telephone with your wife. There's some concern that she may be delusional. Now, I realize I've already asked you to explain the physical layout of your house and property, but in case we need to go in and get her, I want to make sure that we're prepared. Is there anything else that you can tell me about the house's layout?
Well, of course, you've seen the boards in the front windows. She's got all the windows boarded up like that.
Pop, see what you can learn from the Long's neighbors.
Hello, you must be the neighbor.
Yes, I'm Mr. Devon. I've been living across from the Longs for the last 10 years. When I first moved in, they were real nice. Showed me and my wife the neighborhood. Yeah, hadn't been the same in the last few years. You know the wife, Lucy? She beats that old man real bad, all day long. You cops been out here. I'm getting to know you guys on a first-name basis.
Excuse me.
How you doing? I'm Sergeant Pete Monroe. My partner officer Lewis and I are the responding officers. When we arrived, we found Mr. Long quite agitated, and when questioned, he stated that as he and his daughter approached the residence, his wife opened the door and fired a .22 pistol at them. He said she fired 4 or 5 rounds, all misses. He then came across the street to Mr. Devon's residence and asked to use the phone. That's where the 911 call was placed.
Excuse me, sir.
Did you speak with a neighbor?
Yes, sir.
Good. We'll be briefing in a few minutes. You can share the information you have at that time.
Hey!
Hey, since this is your first time out, a little advice for you. Do as you're told.
Hey!
How you doing, pup? Don't worry about this one. Everything's going to be fine. I was on the scout with Packmeyer and Rooker. There are limited ports of entry, and those that are there are pretty well boarded up. I think we have a captive audience. Who knows? Maybe she'll come out on her own.
Hey, leave everything alone in there. It's all been inventoried and nothing's been assigned to you. Hey, leave everything alone in there. It's all been inventoried and nothing's been assigned to you.
Do barricade suspects usually come out on their own?
In this job, there is no usual. Every situation is different. Every resolution is different.
Briefing!
The situation as we know it is this. We have a barricaded white female inside the residence. She's 64 years old and she suffers from various health maladies. She's diabetic and she suffers from a heart condition that requires the use of medication. CNT tells me she's delusional. She thinks the activity outside the house are gangbangers trying to break in. She's a shooter. Approach knowing she's armed and dangerous.
This is the layout of the house. On side 1, we have a front door entrance. This is a dangerous approach as it has 2 windows to contend with, the large front window and a small kitchen window. To compensate for that, we've placed snipers here on this side of the street to watch those ports. Apparently, this house has been somewhat fortified over the years. The garage has been sealed off from the house. Side 3 has one opening, a barricaded window. While negotiations continue with the suspects, we're going to place an emergency assault team on side 1 for entry through opening 2. The emergency entry team will consist of the following: Rhea, scout; Denton, rear guard; Packmeyer, element lead. For rear containment, side 3, Pup and Wixel. Any questions? Sounds like the fat's in the fire. Line up for deployment. Let's go!
MP5s, full auto. Ready? Go! Pup! Get moving!
Cease fire! Cease fire! Damn it, Pup! What were you doing out there?
Sarge,
That's a rhetorical question, Cementhead. I'll tell you what you were doing out there. You were jeopardizing the lives of your fellow officers, not to mention the safety of innocent citizens. Now listen up and listen good. I'm taking you out of this call-up. I'm sending you back to Metro. I'm ordering you to get your hands on the tactical material provided by the department. You are to read up and learn. Do you understand, officer?
Yes.
Yes what, Pup?
Yes, sir, Sergeant Rooker.
Leave everything alone in there.
The situation as we know it is this. We have a barricade.
This is the layout. Sounds like the fat's in the fire. Line up for deployment. Let's go!
MP5s, full auto. Ready? Go! Get moving! Hey! 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 Briefing!
Sounds like the fat's in the fire. Line up for deployment. Let's go!
MP5, full auto. Ready? Go!
Get that idiot out of there.
Sarge, I
Screwed up. Yes, I'm well aware of that.
Sarge,
Look, I had to pull you out of there. Your behavior threatened to compromise the situation, and any compromise can result in the loss of lives. Do you understand that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Good. Then you'll understand why I'm sending you back to Metro, and why I'm strongly suggesting that you read up on the tactical material provided by the department. Now, if you're unclear about what information I'm talking about, check the briefing room chalkboard for specific topics to study. Are we clear, officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then, what are you still standing here for? Go on, move it!
Ready? Go! Pup! Get moving!
Get that idiot out of there!
Sarge, I
Screwed up. Yes, I'm well aware of that.
Sarge,
Look, I had to pull you out of there. Your behavior threatened to compromise the situation, and any compromise can result in the loss of lives. Do you understand that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Good. Then you'll understand why I'm sending you back to Metro, and why I'm strongly suggesting that you read up on the tactical material provided by the department. Now, if you're unclear about what information I'm talking about, check the briefing room chalkboard for specific topics to study. Are we clear, officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then, what are you still standing here for? Go on, move it!
Ready? Go! Get moving!
Get that idiot out of there!
Sarge, I
screwed up. Yes, I'm well aware of that.
Sarge,
look, I had to pull you out of there. Your behavior threatened to compromise the situation, and any compromise can result in the loss of lives. Do you understand that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Good. Then you'll understand why I'm sending you back to Metro, and why I'm strongly suggesting that you read up on the tactical material provided by the department. Now, if you're unclear about what information I'm talking about, check the briefing room chalkboard for specific topics to study. Are we clear, officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then, what are you still standing here for? Go on, move it!
Ready? Go! Pop! Get moving! Ready? Go! Pop! Get moving!
Sierra 1 to 20 David. Suspect neutralized.
Today was not a victory but a defeat. We were not successful in saving the life of the suspect we wished to apprehend. Rather, we lost that life and jeopardized the lives of others. It is true that the suspect determines the outcome of a crisis, but it's our responsibility to help guide the suspect towards a peaceful resolution. Remember, a truly successful resolution is one where no shots are fired. An investigation is being conducted into today's events. You will be cooperative, helpful, and honest when dealing with the investigators. Until the investigation is complete, I'm suspending Pup from active duty status. Pup, today you acted alone and without regard to your element. You let your fellow officers down. Until this investigation is completed, I think it's best that you continue to train and study, but not participate in any call-ups. That's all. Dismissed.
Ready? Go!
Pup, get back here!
Sergeant.
Suspect. Left. Pup, the lash is not a toy. Confine your comments to the situation at hand.
Suspect. Coming out.
Pup, the lash is not a toy. Confine your comments to the situation at hand.
Suspect. In position. Left.
Pup, the lash is not a toy. Confine your comments to the situation at hand.
Sierra 1 to 20 David. Suspect neutralized.
Today was not a victory but a defeat. We were not successful in saving the life of the suspect we wished to apprehend. Rather, we lost that life and jeopardized the lives of others. It is true that the suspect determines the outcome of a crisis, but it's our responsibility to help guide the suspect towards a peaceful resolution. Remember, a truly successful resolution is one where no shots are fired. An investigation is being conducted into today's events. You will be cooperative, helpful, and honest.
Sierra 1 reporting. Suspect not observed side 1. No.
Today was not a victory but a defeat. We were not successful in saving the life of the suspect we wished.
Sierra 1 reporting. Suspect not observed side 1. No suspect movement side 1.
Pup?
Left.
Pup, the lash is not a toy. Confine your comments to the situation at hand.
Ready to kick the gate? Hit it.
Lucy, Lucy, this is the police. We're here to help you. Now stop. Put your hands where I can see them. Good. This is the police. We just want to talk to you. Now keep your hands up. There you go. Just keep your hands where I can see them. Nobody's going to hurt you. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, now nobody's going to hurt you. I just want you to walk with me over here, okay? Let's go. Let's walk. Here we go. Good. Nobody's going to hurt you. Side 3 reporting. Suspect in control. Officers coming out.
All right, everyone, take a seat. Before I get started, Lieutenant Hancock has a few things to say. Sir?
Congratulations, officers. You did an excellent job today. Thanks to your efforts, we have our suspect in custody. Keep up the good work. Sergeant Rooker?
You men did a fine job out there today. Take pride in your efforts. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a commendation or two headed this way. Well, that's it. Get some rest. Dismissed.